Hey folks, Dana Webb here. We're out in the shop. I got the Nomad compressor. This is a product by Venturi. And I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit what the compressor does. And then we're going to just take it out in the field and we'll show you guys how to use it and run it off of the Jeep. And we'll just have some fun with it, see what it can do. And I'll try to show you guys as much about this as I can. So this compressor is set up to run 110 volt. So you can just plug this directly, into a wall outlet at your house. But it is possible to run this on 220 volt, but you'd have to pull the cover off and there's just a wire in here that you got to switch over. And that's in the instructions. Pretty easy to do. And at the bottom here is just a little fuse. In case you were to trip the fuse in this, it's just kind of a safety device for the machine. And it comes with an extra fuse. We've ran it a couple times, haven't had any problems, haven't had any issues, with running it at the house here. So it should be fine. So this little compressor has a fan on it, and when you plug the machine in, you're going to notice on the side here there's a fan. And so it's really important, if you're using this in your house or out in the field, that you leave this open. In other words, you don't have it up against something, because having it covered is going to cause this to kind of heat up, and this is just a cooling fan, and so it's really important this is left open. Okay folks, on the bottom of this compressor is a light. Got a nice little switch here. Very pretty. Okay, we're going to take this compressor out in the field and I'll show you guys how to hook it up to the vehicle and we'll run it, see how it does. Okay folks, the first thing we're going to do is to run this Nomad off of our vehicle is we're going to first attach the positive to the battery terminal and then the negative. Next, we're going to plug this yellow end of the cable into the right side of the Nomad compressor. And you'll hear the motor start kicking on for the fan. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to start the vehicle, because I don't want to run this compressor off of the battery without the vehicle running, because I don't want to get stuck here. So we're going to start it up and we'll get to the next step. The next step is going to be to turn the power on, and you'll hear the compressor kick on, the fan, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually hook the gun up, and I'm using the Venturi double shot shotgun, which is down to 1000 psi, and we're going to fill that. So the next step is to hook this up to the gun. And we're going to hit the on button and the compressor will kick on. Now it's very important to have this set where you want to have it. So here I've got this set to, it's going to shut off at 3000 psi. This is the load indicator, which is going to show how much load is on the compressor, and this is like for maintenance. If this goes over 28, 29, it's going to shut off the compressor, and if it hits those numbers, it's a good indication that the compressor is going to need some oil. Usually it's going to stay, you know, around 20 if we're filling a gun like this. So now the compressor is shut down, it's just the fan that's running, and so what we're going to do is we're going to power it off. And we're going to release the pressure. And disconnect it from the gun. We're going to disconnect this, and we'll disconnect the battery cables from the vehicle. Okay, now underneath this compressor is, this is a release, and maybe easier to see from the back. I'll show you right there. This right here, you're gonna release, and you know, moisture will come out of there. So on the left side of the compressor, there's a lubrication port, which is right here. And as it says on here, you want to use, you know, 2 or 3 drops of silicone oil every, you know, 5 fills. Or if that load indicator, you know, starts going high, you know, around 28, 29, you know it needs to be lubricated. So it's very important to do this. This is only the second time I've ran this, and so it should be fine. Later I'm going to go into how to do that and a little bit of maintenance on this machine. It's just a kind of an easy, you know, place to get to, and it's very important to do this every 5 fills. Hey folks, so we're out here with the Nomad 2 compressor, and this thing is great, super compact. I have not used the first model, but as far as I know, the difference is the inverter is actually built into this one, and this comes with a real nice carry bag. Has everything in it that you're going to need to fill in the field off of your vehicle, and just a very easy way to carry this. Super compact, fit right in the back of the Jeep, no problem. This just lifts out of here. This is the front right here. And then it's got these pouches in the front, fill whip right here. It's got all the cables that you need. Got the cables, you know, power cable. You can use this at your house. Instructions. It's got a little kit, you know, if there's anything that goes wrong with it. It's got O-rings, fuse, and just a few other little things that you might need. And it's got the filters. Comes with a little strap that you can put on the bag here to carry it. Although these handles work great. Super compact, fit in the Jeep great. You know, we put a couple guns in there, it doesn't really take up much space. This is a great little compressor if you want to be independent out in the field and you want to use it, to top off your gun, in hunting situations. This wouldn't be something that you'd want to use, to fill a buddy bottle or your tanks. It's just not designed to run like that. It doesn't put out a lot of volume, but for, smaller air cylinders, it's perfect. I think we filled from 1,000 to a little over 3,000 in around 4 or 5 minutes. And, so you just let it run and it shuts off and you're good to go. And so situations like this where, we might be camping, for a week, this is just a great way of being, independent, with an air source. I like the fact that the compressor comes with a load indicator meter here on the top. And so it's just a good way of, keeping track of the performance and health of the machine. If it goes, close to 28, 29 on the load, you're going to have to add a little bit of oil to it. We've already used it a couple times to fill with, and it's worked great. I really enjoy using this. I can see how it'd be super beneficial to somebody like me who spends a lot of time out in the field. And, I'm not reliant upon my tanks or how much air I bring. I've always got this that I can hook up to my truck and, run off the power in my truck. And so I see this being, for hunters or guys like me that like to camp a lot, it's just ideal. I'm super happy with this. So a little bit of maintenance that's required. It says every 5 fills you want to use some silicone lubricant, and the lubrication port is right here. It's a little hole that's right above the left side of this fan. And so to lubricate it, I'm going to turn this on. One squirt of that should be enough. It comes with an actual little bottle here, which I'll show you. So the compressor does come with a little bottle that you could use, to put this in, but I found it's a lot easier just to use this with, the little straw on the end here to get it in. Just one tiny little squirt is all you need. You don't need to dump it in there. It's probably not good to use too much. And at the end of the day, you can wipe it down, make sure everything's clean. You don't want any dust or debris getting in this fan. Really important. Okay, so this is the fill whip, and this would be what would attach to the compressor, and then the other end obviously to the gun. Well, inside this cylindrical tube here, you just unscrew this, and inside here is a filter. See that? And every once in a while you're going to want to take this off and just check in there, see if it's dirty. You'll be able to see it'll kind of be a grayish color. You obviously don't want to get it to where it's black and it just looks like it's full of debris. At that point you're going to want to change that filter out, and you can just remove this and you can poke it out with a tiny screwdriver or something that you can reach in there. I'd say after maybe 20 or so fills, you may want to check that. It does come with these extra filters, and 4 of these should last quite a while, so it's good to check these. So we had a great time out in the field with this little Venturi Nomad compressor. It's a nice little compact unit. I can use it in my garage or I can use it out in the field. I like the fact that it comes with a little carry bag that keeps everything together, keeps the dust out. just a nice little well-made unit that comes with everything I need for maintenance or repair. Built very well. I want to thank Air Venturi and pyramydair for allowing me to take this out in the field and be able to show you guys how it works. I certainly enjoyed it. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. You can find us at mountainsportairguns.com, and we'll have this in a written review as well as a few other things. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we can get some more reviews going, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.